Hey, girlfriend.
I'm
How are you?
Flesche,
I'm Jessica.
and we are girlfriends of a certain age. And today we are welcoming you to our official entry into the We Do Not Care Club.
Yes. We
Hats off
love
to
this.
Melanie Sanders, who started this. She is like lit a fire, and it is speaking to women at this stage of life in perimenopause, menopause. This idea, and you and I have been talking about it, we call it not giving a shit. She's got a more family friendly version of it, which I really appreciate. But it is taking the world by storm, and women our age are like, you know what? I don't care. And it is so liberating to talk about.
Yes, it is so liberating. So you and I both created our own lists. And just this weekend online, Ashley Judd joined the We Do Not Care Club. She was in her straight up bathing suit, giving some like tips on how to not have thigh chafing. And it was hysterical. And she was just full blown We Do Not Care. So, yes, I think this is giving all of us permission in midlife to say the things out loud that we're all feeling inside, right? That we're tired of living our lives for other people. We do not care anymore. So I think that Melanie really tapped into something that I think even surprised her how viral it went. But Melanie, we love you. And we are so honored to be part of this We Do Not Care Club.
So, girl, you go first. What is your first thing that you do not care about?
All right. So my first we do not care is we do not care if we wear the same outfit all week. It's our uniform.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you for saying it. Yes. You know where I feel it the most, though, is when I'm at the kids' school. There are some moms who, I mean, they work full time out in the house. They have to look the part. But I see them and I'm like, I am not trying too hard. But then I scratch the surface and I'm like, because I don't care. I don't care that I wear a uniform, and it's convenient and it's easy. It worked for Steve Jobs. It can work for a badass like me.
100%. And I bet you anything those moms are looking at you and they are envying you because they have to be in their get-ups and their professional get-ups every day when they would much rather not be caring. So yes, I felt that as well. I remember that in the school drop-off, but girl, you're fine. You're the envy of the masses.
I love that. I love that. I'm making one up on the fly. So I have a thing I don't care about, which is that there are Legos and toys and stuff in my background. I tried to get the kids to clean it up, and they did clean for me before I was like, Mommy's going live. Clean it up. And it looks a mess. I realized, wait a minute, I don't really care.
I don't care. Right. I don't care about your mess. I am not responsible for your mess. This is such a mantra I continue to tell myself with my husband and my two teenagers, because it's like there are things everywhere in my house that would not be there if it were just me. And yet I don't want to carry that burden. It is not my Lego to pick up, damn it. It is not your Lego to pick up.
That's true. It's a little complicated because it is in the living room. And so
right.
I am, this is where I present myself to the world professionally and for fun. So there's a part of me that's like, that's not really my brand. Maybe it was my brand 5 years ago to have Legos, in my hair. But then I was like, but it's there, it's the day, and it's my, I don't care club day. So
it's I don't care club day.
I need to let that go.
We need to let it all hang out today. We need to walk the walk. Also, I do agree that like sharing with our kids that we have these communal areas that we all need to clean up after ourselves in is very, very important. I also feel like I am getting such a kick in the pants from what I did, because I was this bratty teenager who would come home, kick my shoes off in the living room, and drive my dad crazy about it. He was always telling me to put my shoes away, and I was always rebelling against him, and now I get it. And now I'm looking at stinky shoes in my living room at any moment that people just kicked off before they rolled on the couch. So, man, karma, no joke, y'all. No joke.
No joke.
I got another one for you. This is especially geared towards teenagers. We do not care if you are hungry. The kitchen has not moved.
Oh, yes. I hear that. I know, empowering, because you and I are both boy moms. We only have boys, and there's something about how we want to send them out into the world. They need to know how to cook and clean and care for themselves and present themselves, pull themselves together and get up on time and all the things. And their cooking is such a core thing, right?
Touch. Yes. Yes. And you know what? They are cooking now. It's simple meals, mac and cheese, a fried egg, but they are making it. And that is beautiful. So, also, as we talk about here, this kind of midlife shift, I do not feel as satisfied from making my children the perfect little sweet lunch. I'll do it once in a blue moon. They also, because they are of an age where they can do it themselves, do it your damn self. It does not please me anymore to feed you all the time. Feed yourself. Feed yourself. All right,
I
what you got
hear
for
that.
me? What you got for
I
me?
love that. Well, so my next one, I've got a whole bunch that are like really like just about me and not
Let's
caring how
do
I
it.
present to the world. But the next one is I don't care if you don't like me. I
Mm,
have spent so much of my life trying to be presentable and pretty and sweet and kind and agreeable and nice and easygoing and flexible. I'm done. So done. So done. And I didn't even know how much of my life force energy I was wasting
oh my goodness, yes.
in pursuit of your admiration or appreciation or like needing me. And the minute I started like just being like, oh, no, I don't like that, or no, thank you,
Yeah,
just no, like, and that's
yeah,
a complete answer. And
right.
people had their reactions of like, no, you're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to get into the dance and do the thing. And I'm like, no, and then the whole thing just drops.
Yeah,
I got my life back. I got my energy back.
yeah.
So much in my life moved forward. It was unbelievable what a waste of time I did with that. It was
Um,
incredible.
you are literally reclaiming your time and not worrying and thinking about pleasing others and doing what they do. And yeah, no is a complete sentence. I think we are getting bolder and stronger at this age of just practicing that and exercising that. And, it's going to piss some people off, but it should. That's fine. That's fine.
That's how it
Return
works.
people pleasers, we feel you. This is no longer our MO. I just, no, absolutely. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't like what I said. That's great. We're all entitled to our own opinions. You have yours, I have mine. Oh, that is such a load off our backs, just saying that. I think that's really one of the core elements in the We Do Not Care Club, right? Is
Right.
why it feels like such a relief is because so many of us cared too much before. We cared too much about what people thought. We cared too much about how we looked. We cared too much about pleasing others. So it is just such a load to let go of. So just you saying
Right.
that, I know everyone listening, the girlfriends listening are just like, oh, yes, feeling that weight off them.
Absolutely. And I think it's an unspoken rule. I mean, in some families, it is the rule. Girls need to be sweet, you know. You need to
Yeah.
stay sweet and pray. You need to stay sweet and do what the man says. Follow your daddy, follow the government, follow the rules, follow everything. And I think we're realizing that's not a rule. It's just a social construct.
Yeah.
And it was one meant to keep us small and quiet and powerless and barefoot and pregnant and useless and slaves inside of a home.
Yeah.
And I think too many of us are like, that's trash. That's not helpful. And
Right.
most of us don't want to raise our daughters to be that either. So it's so beautiful to
Right.
just cut ties with that rule and tell and flush it down the toilet.
But we were praised for putting ourselves last for decades. It is really pretty wild to put yourself first and claim that and to put your stake in the ground, which is what we're doing with the We Do Not Care Club. And that is so powerful. All right, I got another one. This is for your teenagers. We do not care if you are playing a video game. Put it down and make eye contact with us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
so funny. In that I hear like, no, you cannot have one more minute to
Yeah.
finish the level.
It's the minute, it's the wait. I just gotta, I'm beating this opponent right now. I just gotta, and just like cutting through that. continuing to like reinforce real eye contact, real people matter more than whatever level you're on your game, and just telling it like it is, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
else do you got for us, honey?
Well, that we do not care that the clothes are clean, but they're still in the dryer. So you're going to have to go fish out whatever you need because it's probably in there.
Yep, that
Yeah.
sure is right. Currently in our laundry room, there is a pile of clothes on top of the laundry table because a lot of people in my house, I won't name names, but a lot of them think that it's enough to just clean the clothes. Well, that's great, but you got to fold them and put them away. So there is a huge mountain of clothes. I am just cleaning my own and I am just moving my body around that pile that is growing into a mountain as we speak.
Absolutely.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay, I got another one for us. This one is about particular tastes in shows. We do not care if you wanted to watch YouTube. My true crime documentary is on, and I need to know where they buried the body. I don't know what it is, but actually, I was watching one of Melanie Sanders' lists, and she had something about true crime. And I do think that true crime has a special place in midlife women's hearts for whatever reason. And so my family thinks I am extremely morbid in what I like to watch, and I do not care. It is what I like. I want to solve the mystery, and it is what I enjoy.
Are you the kind of person who wants to know the end? Like, do you want to know, like, when like, oh, this is a juicy one. How does it end? And then watch how it goes?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm the same
Absolutely.
way. I mean, I don't watch true crime. I think it's like I'm the opposite. I'm way too sensitive. Everything is like too much
Mm.
for me lately. I used to watch
Mm.
like The Sopranos and all this mob stuff. I
Yeah.
can't handle it anymore,
Mm.
but I do love to know the end. Is it
Yeah.
a happy ending or a sad ending? And I'm going to make it my watching choice based on that.
Yes, you're gonna get hooked and you must know the end. Absolutely. Yep, yep, yep. And, it's like whatever it is that you like to watch. I feel like that's like one of those micro choices that you're making with the people you live with, which is, what do you wanna watch? What do you wanna watch? And really, really knowing what interests you and really being okay with that. And sure, there's nights where you're gonna compromise and you're gonna find something you all like, maybe. But I feel like there are nights where you just get to absolutely tell yourself, this is what I like, this is what feeds me. Call it morbid, call it shallow, call it whatever you want. I don't care if you're watching Love Island or true crime or whatever. You do you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I love
All
that.
right. What you
I
got,
love that.
girl?
Well, so mine is related to a camping trip that we just took. That I do not care that you are upset that I can't sleep in a tent anymore. And so I had announced this to my family sometime, or to my husband a couple years ago. Oh, I have this an update for you. And he said, well, what is it, dear? And I'm like, I don't sleep on the ground anymore. He's like, what does that mean? And I said, it means I don't sleep in a tent. I don't sleep. It's not comfortable. Do you know what this man did? He got me a setup in his truck, so I have my own little queen's accommodation. He got blackout shades.
Oh my
He got
gosh.
me a special extra thick pad that
Stop.
is not in we blow it up. It's just
Yeah.
like a nice mattress all
Yeah.
for me. I sleep alone in the car, and the dudes now sleep in the tent. I had the best time. We were gone for 3 nights, and I slept like a baby every morning, wake up refreshed, I'd quiet alone. It was amazing.
Good on you. And for you saying that, look what your husband went and did for you. He went and created a little princess truck setup for you.
Yeah,
You loved it. That is
and he was so
fabulous.
proud. Every night, every morning he would check in. "How was it last night?" "It was a little lumpy." "I'll go fix it." "How was it last night?" "It was a little this." "I'm gonna get you an extra pad." He was in there fluffing my my bed for me. It was amazing, and it made my trip beautiful, and we all had a great time.
I love that for you. You know that I love camping as well, but I also put my foot down about tents. I was like, I'm done. I'm burned out. I I don't like bending over and hunching over. So my husband went and got us a trailer And throughout the years, he keeps sprucing it up. Our trailer has heat. Our trailer has AC. Our trailer has electricity. Um, we are now discussing the possibility of making somehow a little bathroom for those middle of the night, necessities. But boy, once we let everybody know where our limit is, uh, it's incredible what they'll come up with to have you continue to come along for the trips.
It's true, and I was afraid to say, and I thought, "Oh, I'm gonna spoil his fun," because I do still care about his opinion, right? Like,
Sure.
other people I can go tell to go F themselves, but, like, and my relationships where I'm invested and still pouring into, I don't feel that way.
Mhm.
His my connection with him is one I'm still pouring into, so I didn't wanna ruin his fun or have my boys be like, "No, we want mommy," and I was afraid I was gonna ruin their fun, and it
Yeah,
turned out this actually amplified everybody's fun because
of
I
course.
wasn't waking up with a sore back, cranky,
Right.
unslept, just yeah.
Exactly, and they got to just, like, grow out and do their thing and not worry about you, and you got to have your own space. It is a win-win. It is something that everyone loves. Yeah, my teen sons now opt out of the trailer and go into their tent, so it's just my husband and I and our dog in our trailer, and it makes us so happy, just to, like, have our own domain. So, yes, everyone wins. Everyone wins
Beautiful.
when we say what our limits are. Absolutely. Along the same lines, because I love hiking with my family, but I am definitely slowing down as my children continue to speed up. We do not care if you have to slow down on the hike for us. Our knees are vintage and deserve respect.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and I think too that also just teaches them about empathy and it teaches them also it's a survival skill. My husband's a search and rescue guy. And it's like we have to accommodate everything so that everybody is safe. Everyone is moving forward and we're doing it in a way that if there is a problem, we can tend to it and we can all get to the destination at the same time in the safest way possible, but it's also the most pleasurable way. You're not blowing out your knees trying to or your back trying to keep up with some big, strong, hulking teenagers.
No, no, it's true. And I like what you said too. You're honoring the multi-generational idea of a walk, right? I know that, if I'm with elders, I slow down to their tempo. And it's a really good thing for a whole group to understand, which is we don't just blow past the people who are slower. We honor them. We try to kind of like walk in their shoes for a little bit. So I think it's also a really good pushback against our youth obsessed culture. And I think for a
Mm.
lot of us who are continuing to try to like push our bodies to do something that they could do 20, 30 years ago, it ain't cute anymore. We know it's not cute anymore. So I was actually on a walk with some ladies who both had knee surgery. This was when I was up on a trip in Oregon. Those two ladies, because we were in a big group, turned around partway through it and they're like, mm-mm, this is not for us. We'll meet you back at the lower river. We'll be soaking in it. And I was like, good on them, knowing their limits and not feeling like that's something to be ashamed about or embarrassed about. Know yourself. Know yourself. That is empowering. You don't have to
Mm.
apologize about that. Your knees are vintage. I
And
mean, vintage in a good
vintage
way.
needs to be cared for in a special way.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is so fun. I love it. I love our rapid fire. What else do you got for us?
That we do not care if your favorite snack is not in the house right now.
Ah,
It will come back eventually. You're just gonna have to wait for it or figure out some other kind of way to do it because that's just real life, that sometimes our favorite things run out. In fact, it happens quite frequently.
yes. And also, you are not responsible when those favorite things run out, right?
That's true. Well, my kids are not old enough to get themselves to a store, so they can't actually do that. So, it's a little bit tricky. They do have to wait until I'm willing to take them there. So, but you're right. I'm not ultimately responsible that I provide all the things all the time.
Right, you're
You
not
are
catering
correct.
service. You're not the craft table,
Thank
like
you.
things are here sometimes and they're not here others. And you get to work with what you get in the kitchen at any given moment. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can train them young on that level. Yeah, we're fortunate because we actually live close to a supermarket, so they can walk their little butts over there and get whatever they need. But I've definitely gotten some attitude of like, we don't have such and such. And it's like, that's interesting. What are you going to do
Welcome
about
to
it?
the real world, yo.
Right? In the real world. Okay. I totally feel that. Okay. This one, tell me if you all can relate with this. If you have a partner that does this to you, we do not care if you give us coordinates for directions. Just tell us where the closest landmark is, like a Costco or a Target, and we'll know where to go.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we have these like engineering like spouses, you and me, and they are so precise. And I think that in their mind, they are hooking us up. They're like, I'm giving you the exact coordinates to the destination that you need to be at the time you need to be there. And we're just like, huh? No, that is not how my brain works. Do not give it to me like that. I won't do anything with it. And honestly, it just makes me kind of sad and frustrated. So
Exactly. Landmarks are our friends, and we love to just like point us in the way of whatever obvious landmark it is, and then we can go from there. But yeah, and this doesn't have to be gender specific. There's probably some women out there who love coordinates and whatever, but like that's not how my brain operates. I love me a landmark. It's how I enjoy directions, and it's not like your coordinates are superior to my landmarks.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you very much.
So my next one's a little bit different. It's something that I don't want to care about, but I still do. And I feel
Oh,
like I'm so close.
ooh,
So
keeping it
you know
honest.
that I've invested recently in two muumuus, two like
Mm.
tunics, just like big flowy things, but I still don't wear them out. So that's something I'm
Mhm.
speaking into the space here, and I'm planting that seed with all of our girlfriends who are here
Yeah,
with us because I want it to be true. I
yeah,
want to be in a muumuu and have you just think, look at Flesche wearing
yeah.
the thing that makes her happy. But I'm not there yet, but I want to be. So I'm speaking it into the space because I want it to be in that I do not care club.
I feel like we have discussed the evolution of turning into Mrs. Roper, and it is a shift that is happening. Can I give you my 2 cents about what might be going on there?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that part of our programming growing up is dressing for the male gaze. And the muumuu is literally the opposite of anything that the male gaze would be looking at, right? What does a muumuu tell everybody? That you're flowy, you don't give a whatever. I think literally a muumuu is the walking dress version of we do not care.
Yeah.
But we also know it makes us feel free. It makes us feel flowy. It makes us feel very feminine. I think muumuus are beautiful. So I believe that your inner we do not care knows that you want it, and it's
Yeah.
more the gaze and what people are going to say, cuz yeah, it's like it's quote shapeless, right? But
Yeah.
there's something I think very beautiful and elegant in all of that. So I'm with you. If let me know if we ever need to have a muumuu go out session. I will be your girlfriend. I will go out to lunch with you in a muumuu. It could be a delightful thing.
We might need to do that. So I do wear it around women.
Ah,
I'm joining more and more women's circles. I used to be in a women's circle a long, long time ago, and I'm joining more now.
I
And
love
like,
that.
I wear it there, and all the women are just like, "I love it. Where'd you get it? I want one." So you're right. You hit the nail on the head. Around my sisters, everyone is inviting me and loving me and saying how cool and beautiful and stunning, and I want one too.
Yeah.
But you're right. I am not walking around the house, you know, um, well, that's not true. I wear around the house, but when my husband's not around.
Uh-huh.
Well, and the ones I have are like super shapeless. They're just like they
Yeah.
they're not amazing.
Yeah.
So I think I also need to get some prettier ones. I think I was getting them more like to test.
Okay. I get it. I get it.
Am I comfortable? Yes. Does it feel great? Yes. Like, oh my gosh. So I need to get some prettier ones, I think.
I get that. I do. Also, at this age, our sh- our fashion sense is shifting, right? I think we're really
Mhm.
moving towards comfort and towards what lights us up versus what's trendy and what we should wear. And oh my God, I think back to the days where I was so uncomfortable in what I was wearing, but I sort of thought you needed to be in order to quote, look good, I do not want to suck in my gut anymore. I don't want to be cinched in anymore. That feels horrible for my body in midlife, right? And so I think there's something very timely about the moo for midlife women. But yes, to your point, still finding a way to rock it, right? And maybe there's a little way that you wear like a belt or a couple of accessories. I think it what matters most is that you feel like you're rocking it, and that you yourself don't feel frumpy in it.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, there's also one that is for other girlfriends. I think you know that in my weight journey, I have decided to stop talking about weight, about how much I weigh. So this is just like kind of a little joke, a little loving poke at women who still like to share their weight or their weight loss journey. We do not care if you lost 5 pounds. I just found 10.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yes, just reshifting that whole conversation. And, like, I actually, what I see is like an inverted orange. We need to just it flipped the whole damn conversation around weight and body and inviting, a healthier, softer, gentler, more loving self-talk about our bodies and what they look like and the fluctuations, and that is the nature of being a woman. Our bodies are just these it's what we is so incredible about us, is that we're always shifting, there's always this beautiful movement to us, and the weight is part of it.
Absolutely. It goes up, it goes down. And in midlife it can expand, it may contract. But I think just being okay with whatever your body is doing. And, for those of you who are still a little caught up in diet culture, just know that I think that's very personal. I don't think that's something to kind of brag about or try to bond over, like I think a lot of us did growing up. I think it would be really wonderful as women if we could talk about things that are way more interesting. I don't care about your weight. I care about you. I care about what you think. I care about what you believe. What are you into these days? Your weight is the least interesting part about you, right? So
Mhm.
let's just like get off that topic as much as possible and on to the good stuff, like what we're talking about right now. So we do not care how much you weigh, and please do not care about how much we weigh. We do not care, club.
We do not care. I love this conversation so much. I feel like this needs to be a regular thing. And I feel like we were doing it. We were doing our version of what we don't give a shit about anymore. We would always ask our guests that. But
Yeah.
I feel like surfing this wave that Melanie has created, I'm just like, hey, I love it. I'm loving this so much. I want to keep having this conversation with you, with our girlfriends. Tell us what you do not care about. This is a community for those of us in this stage of life where we are rocking and living with and dealing with and managing and engaging as perimenopausal and menopausal women. And nobody understands it better than we all do. So come and join us over at Girlfriends of a Certain Age here on Substack or on YouTube or on Apple or wherever you're listening to us and finding us, and give us some love and share your opinions and your feedback. We're here for it.
Absolutely. And if you want to know a little more about the We Do Not Care Club, you can also look up Melanie Sanders. She goes under the handle Just Being Melanie. That's Melanie, because we definitely want to give credit where credit is due. She just did this from her heart, in her car, in her house, wearing her pajamas, no frills at all. And it has absolutely taken off worldwide. People are creating these We Do Not Care clubs. So you can find it on any social media. New York Times even wrote an article about her. I think she's just in amazed at how much this has all taken off. But Melanie, we just want to give you credit and say thank you, because we are so in alignment with what you're talking about. And it's also a really fun way to be a little light and to be a little silly while still taking on some real serious topics, things that we're navigating at this age around ageism and sexism and all the things. So yeah, that again is Melanie Sanders at Just Being Melanie if you want to check her out. And we'll have
And of
that.
course, it's all down below
Mhm.
too in our description. You can get all the information and just click the link and go find our girl because she is rocking it. So,
Yeah.
Melanie, thank you so much for speaking truth. Thank you so much for being yourself. And thank you for building this beautiful container, maybe even if by accident, for all of us to step into because I feel more seen and heard and held thanks to you. So, thank you, Melanie. The girlfriends of a certain age, we owe you so much. Thank you.
Girlfriends, tell us what you do not care about. We want to know. Share with it when you watch this replay. Share with it here right now. Share with it in your comments section. And most importantly, just share it with your friends and family around you. Have a good laugh. Build up this muscle about not caring as much. It is such a wonderful load to let go of. So we can't wait to hear about what you're not caring about right now. And I agree with you, Flesche. I think we need to bring this one back for another time. This one is too fun to not have periodically. And we could even have like the different, topics about it. Well, I loved hearing about your We Do Not Cares and more of this to be continued, girlfriend.
Be continued. I love you so much, Jess.
Mwah, you
See you
too.
next week, girlfriends.
Bye.
Bye.